All right, good morning again, everybody. This is Mr. Raymond, and we are in Book 4, Unit 5, and this is the second part of our grammar presentation. So what do you need to know? What is simple present and what is present progressive? Today we will study simple present or present simple, habits, customs, routines, or facts, and present progressive, or you hear people say present continuous. Okay? Now and these days, yes and no questions, and WH questions. All right, let's get started. What is simple present? We use the present simple tense when we want to talk about fixed habits or routines, things that don't change. For example, I go to the gym every morning at 5 a.m. What is the present progressive or continuous? We use the present continuous to talk about actions which are happening at the present moment but will finish soon. For example, like teaching. Okay, so the present simple is repeated actions, habits, and routines. And if you see on the little timeline chart here, you have the past, you have now, and the future, now being the present. Okay, it's something that's happening now. And present continuous, okay, or present progressive, something happening at the time of speaking. The action is not finished. So if you see from our chart, we've got past, now, and future, and it says I'm doing. And as you can see, it's not just one point in time right now. It's going to be a period or a continuous action happening in the now. I'm teaching. Okay? It's happening now. It's going to continue here, but it's not going to go far into the future. It's just going to be the now of the class. Okay, simple present, routine, habits, scientific facts. Present progressive, present continuous, actions in progress, now. Okay, let's look at detailed form. In the simple present, we have the infinitive, third person singular, infinitive plus subjects. And remember, this is your formula. This is what you're thinking about when you're deciding how to write a sentence or how to speak a sentence. Now let's look at some of the examples we have. I speak, you speak, we speak, they speak. Now we go back to this part here, and we've got this little he, she, it, and, oops, and speaks. We've got an S on the end. So just remember, with he, she, it, you add the S. All right, let's look at our next one. Okay, present progressive. Form of be and ing, form of be and the verb plus ing. This is your formula. Be verb, ing. What are be? Am, is, are. Okay? Don't forget when you're doing the formula, you're not putting the letters be or the word be in there. Not I be speaking. And the reason I'm saying that is as students are learning these are the things that we are seeing as incorrect answers in the past because they focused on this formula and they forget that the be means is, am, are. All right, so let's look at our example. I am speaking. You are speaking. We are speaking. They are speaking. Now we go back to our he, she, it is speaking. No S here. Okay. Now remember here in the simple present, we're putting the S, but in the present progressive, you're not going to be adding an S in here. So it's not going to be he, she, it is speakings. Okay? Don't forget this part. Remember the S goes with the he, she, it in the simple present. All right. Now with every rule that we have, you're going to have exceptions. What are exceptions? Means these are things that go against the rule or they are different than the rules. For the simple present, you have exceptions when adding S. So for can, may, might, must, do not add S. You're not going to say he cans, she cans, it cans. So this is an exception here. You have already learned here that we talked about with he, she, and it, you're going to add S, but not with can, may, might, or must. So he can, she may, it must. No S. So after O, ch, sh, or S, add ES. Do, those two. He does. Wash, those two. She washes. Right. So after the O, CH, SH, or S, we're going to add ES, not just an S. All right, next. After a consonant, the final consonant Y becomes IE, but not after a vowel. Now, what are all the consonants? Too many to remember. So what do you need to focus on? The vowels, A, E, I, O, U. And students have shown me in the past, this means that smiley face or that face that you learned for the vowels. All right? So focus on the vowel, but if it's not a vowel, it must be a consonant. So let's take a look. Example, worry. Okay, so after a consonant, the final consonant Y becomes IE. So is R a consonant or a vowel? A consonant. So then the Y changes to I and we add ES. So worry goes to he worries. All right. Now let's take a look at play. Before the Y, okay, what do we have here? A consonant or a vowel? We have a vowel, A. So we do not change the Y to I and add ES. We just add the S. Or he, she, or it plays. All right. Now let's take a look at our next group here, the present continuous. Exceptions when adding ing. Silent E is dropped, but does not apply for EE. Example, come, come, coming. So we take the E off, we add ing. But if you have two E's, agree. All right, so if the E is silent, it comes off and we add ing. But if we have the E sound, we add ing to the end. Agree, agreeing. After a short stressed vowel, the final consonant is double. All right, let's take a look. So consonant T here, we've got the vowel, A-E-I-O-U. All right, so we've got our I here. So what are we going to do? We're going to double the last consonant. Sit, sitting. After a vowel, the final consonant is doubled in British English, but not in American English. So example, travel, traveling. But American English, only one L. These books are based on American English, so focus on this one, but be aware that you will see it this time in the British spelling from time to time. All right, final IE becomes Y. Example, lie, lying. All right, so this is a slide that you want to go back to and check. Exceptions are where students get caught. All right? Now, when they're testing you and doing things on tests, they're not trying to trick you. They're going to focus on the things that they are teaching you here, right? To make sure you understand about certain exceptions. All right, let's move on to the next slide. All right, now let's do some practice. Write the verbs in the simple present, the third person singular. I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes to go through these. You write the verbs, and then we will check the answers together. All right, so 3 minutes, guys. All right, guys, hopefully you got all this filled in. Let's go on to our slide here and we'll check our answers. All right, so we're writing the verbs in the simple present. So don't forget, you're not going to do bees here. All right, this means the be verb. All right, is, am, are. Okay, so it is. Now, where are students going to have an issue here? They're going to remember the he, and they're going to think S. So they're going to want to put a S on have and try to make it haves. But the correct thing is it's irregular. He has. Okay. Eat, she eats. Okay, remember he, she, it gets the S. Now the next one, can. Then don't forget the exceptions to the rules. He can, not cans. All right, we got to be careful of that. They're going to throw this kind of stuff at you a little bit, just to make sure you remember these exceptions. Wash, she washes. All right, don't forget we're adding ES here. All right, let's move on to our next slide. Okay. Now we're going to write the verbs in present progressive. And again, I'll give you 3 minutes to go through. You try to work this out for yourself before we check answers together. All right, 3 minutes, guys. All right, let's go and check our answers here for our present progressive. All right, so we're writing the verbs in present progressive. Speak, I am speaking. And again, you want to make sure, don't forget our formula. Right, what do we need to add in here? The be verbs. Jump. You are jumping. Bake. She is baking. Play. They are playing. And run. We are running. All right, let's move on here. So positive sentence, present simple versus the present continuous. In the present simple, you would say, I work. And you're talking about the present continuous, I am working. You are doing the action now. Okay? You work. You are working. We work. We are working. They work. They are working. He works. He is working. She works. She is working. It works. It is working. Now again, don't forget he, she, it. We're adding our S here in the present simple. All right? He, she, it. Present simple. Add the S. All right. Now, you're going to make positive sentences. Complete the sentence, use simple present or present progressive. So you have to look at the sentence and decide, is it a simple present or a present progressive tense? So I'll give you 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes here to work through your sentences. All right, let's check our answers. Look, they are leaving the house. Why are we doing this with the ing as the present progressive or present continuous here? Because it's an action that's happening now, but it's not an action that is simply done. It's going to take a little bit of time. Brian cycles 30 kilometers every day, kilometers every day. Now we've got the S here. Why do we have the S? I don't see he, she, or it. Remember, Brian is a he, or it could be the same thing as Ollie. Ollie. When you refer to Ollie, you're going to say Ollie is a he, not a we, not a they, not an I. Samantha is doing her homework at the moment. Right? So it's happening now, and you know doing homework is something that's going to take a little bit of time here. It's going to be an ongoing or a progressive thing in the now. My parents are shopping right now. This is an act that they are doing right now. And why are we going to put are here? Parents. Okay, don't forget, plural. He usually gets up early in the morning. Okay, we've got the S. Why? Because of the he. All right. Now, we've written positive sentences. Now we also have negative sentences. For the present simple, you can use the subject plus do or does plus not plus the verb. And again, remember right here, this is your formula. This is what you want to, oops. This is what you want to focus on, your formula here. How are you going to write or say this? Now, as you can see in the examples, we can use the the full form, do not or does not, or we can use a contraction, don't or doesn't. So let's look at our examples. I don't play. You don't play. He, she, it doesn't. He, she, it doesn't play. We don't play. You don't play. They don't play. So just remember here, he, she, it, that's where we use the does. All right. So he, she, it doesn't play. Now, present continuous or present progressive. You use both terms here. Okay, the formula here is subject plus our be verb, am, is, or are, plus not, plus the verb ing. So, I am not playing. You aren't or are not playing. He, she, it isn't playing. We aren't playing. You aren't playing. They aren't playing. All right, let's go to our next slide. So here, you're going to complete the sentences using the simple present or the present progressive, present continuous. All right, and again, I'll give you 3 minutes to work through your sentences, and then we'll check our answers together. All right, let's check our answers now. So we're going to complete the sentences, use simple present or present progressive in the negative. You do not see her every day. Or, again, you can use the contraction don't. The baby is not sleeping at the moment, or the baby isn't sleeping. I am not reading a book now. Okay. Now you'll see the contraction here a lot where people will say, I'm not reading. We do not go to school on Sundays. With the contraction, we don't go. He does not watch the news every day. He doesn't watch the news. Okay. Next slide. In general or right now? Do you want to express that something is happening in general or right now? In the simple present, we're talking about in general. That means regularly, often, or never. Colin plays football every Tuesday. Again, we've got plays here. Why not play? Because Colin is a he. Right? You could say Abdullah plays. Abdullah is a he. Okay? Fatima plays. Fatima, she. Okay? So he, she, it gets our S. Present actions happening one after another. First, Colin plays football. Then he watches TV. Who's the he? Colin. So we've got S on both things. Okay. Present progressive. Right now. Look, Colin is playing football now. He's doing it in the now, but it's not something that just happens and finishes. Okay? It's happening in the now, so you're using a present progressive, or you see the term present continuous, means it's continually happening in the present. Also, for several actions happening at the same time. Colin is playing football and Annie is watching. With our present simple, we have clue words or key words that help us. Okay? Always, often, always, usually, often, sometimes, never. Present continuous, clue words. At the moment, at present, currently, nowadays, now. More signal words to help us. So always, every, often, normally, usually, sometimes, seldom, never, first, then. At the moment, at this moment, today, now, right now, listen, look. If you're telling someone to listen or look, it's happening in the now. Okay. One note, the following verbs are usually only used in simple present. Be, have, hear, know, like, love, see, smell, think, want. All right. Here you're going to choose the correct tense for each sentence. You're going to decide, is the sentence simple present or present progressive? Okay? And again, I'll give you 3 minutes to go through and decide your answer, and then we'll check together. right, let's check our answers. So when do we use each tense? For actionings happening regularly, often or never, we use simple present. For actionings happening now, we use present progressive or present continuous. The verbs be, have, like, and want are normally only used with simple present. The signal word usually indicates that we have to use simple present. The signal word now indicates that we have to use present progressive. All right. Timetable, schedule, or arrangement. Do you want to express that something is arranged for the near future? Or do you refer to a time set by a timetable or schedule? So in the simple present, an action set by a timetable or a schedule. The film starts at 8 p.m. Why do we have an S here? The film is an it. Okay. All right, and we're focusing on using the simple present, a schedule. All right. So the film starts at 8. Present progressive, arrangement for the near future. I am going to the cinema tonight. Daily routine or just for a limited period of time. Do you want to talk about a daily routine, or do you want to emphasize that something is only going on for a limited, rather short period of time? In the simple present, your daily routine, Bob works in a restaurant. Again, the S is here because don't forget when we're talking about Bob, we mean he. Bob works. Present progressive, only for a limited period of time, does not have to happen directly at the moment of speaking. Jenny is working in a restaurant this week. Verbs only used in the simple present. Certain verbs. The following verbs are usually only used in the simple present, not in the progressive form. So let's take a look. State. Be, cost, fit, mean, suit. Example, we are on holiday. Are, when we say the be, we mean the be verb is am are. We are on holiday. In a possession, belong, have. Sam has a cat. Senses. We feel, hear, see, smell, taste, and touch. He feels the cold. Feelings. Hate, hope, like, love, prefer, regret, want, wish. Example, Jane loves pizza. And your brain work. Believe, know, think, understand. An example, I believe you. Introductory clauses for direct speech. Answer, ask, reply, say. Example, I am watching TV, he says. Our next slide. Present simple. Remember our formula, subject plus the verb. You use it for express general truths. It rarely rains in the desert. Indicate present habits. The birds return to the island every morning. Express timetable events. The plane to London takes off at 6:30 a.m. Or to indicate permanent states. I like the new James Bond film. When it's saying you're indicating permanent states, mean your opinion on something is not going to change. I like the new James Bond film. Present continuous. Am, RB verb. Subject plus RB verb. Am, is, are. Not plus verb ing. Describe actions happening now. She is reading a newspaper upstairs. Express annoying habits plus always. You're always forgetting to pay the bills. And again, you could change this word. You usually are. You can't change this word to put usually in there because you're not going to say you're usually forgetting to pay the bills. Describe future arrangements, informal. She is getting married on November 3rd, or the 3rd of November. Express temporary states. She's working at the museum until the end of this month. All right, some simple present versus present continuous. I walk to school. I'm walking to school. I walk to school every day. I'm walking to school now. All right, these are our keywords, our clue words here. I play tennis 4 times a week. I'm playing tennis. Subject plus verb 1. Talk about routines. Show how often something happens. Subject plus is am are plus verb ing. Talk about an action that is happening at the time of speaking. All right, more present continuous here. In the present continuous tense, the action is ongoing, still going on, and hence continuous. The present continuous tense is used to talk about actions that are happening at this current moment. So, in positive statements, subject, I, RB verb, am, is, or are, verb plus ing, and then you have the rest of your sentence. So, I am watching television. You are watching television. He is watching television. Okay, so you're going to put the verbs into the correct tenses using simple present or present progressive. And here I'm going to give you about 5 minutes because you got 10 sentences on this page to work through it. And then we'll check answers together. All right, let's go over our answers. Look, he is leaving the house. Quiet, please. I am writing a test. She usually blank to school, walks. But look, today she blank by bike is going. Every Sunday we blank to see my grandparents, go. He often blank to the cinema, goes. We blank Monopoly at the moment, are playing. The child blank cries. I blank anything at the moment, am not doing. Blank the news regular. We've got a question mark here. Does he watch? All right. Now again, what are we looking for? Don't forget our keywords or clue words to help us. Right? Words and phrases. At the moment. Okay, look. Okay, usually. These are some of the keywords or the clue words that they told you, or clue phrases, to help you decide what are you using, simple present or present progressive. Next, simple present question forms. Yes or no questions with short answers. The simple present tense with the be verb. So now we're focusing on making questions and how do we answer this question? Am I happy? Yes, you are. No, you aren't. Remember, I'm asking the question, am I happy? And then you are going to answer me over here. I'm not answering myself, so I'm not going to say, yes, I am. I'm asking the question to someone else. Am I happy? Then you would say, yes, comma, you are. No, comma, you aren't. Are you happy? Now I'm talking to you, so you need to answer about yourself. Yes, comma, I am. No, comma, I'm not. Is he, she, or it happy? Yes, he, she, or it is. No, he, she, or it isn't. Are we happy? Yes, we are. No, we aren't. Are they happy? Yes, they are. No, they aren't. Okay, simple present tense without the be verb. So I'm going to ask the question, do I work? And you're going to answer, yes, you do, or you're going to say, no, you don't. Do you work? Now you're answering about yourself. Yes, I do, or no, I don't. Does he, she, or it work? Yes, he or she or it does. No, he, she, or it doesn't. Do we work? Yes, we do. No, we don't. Do they work? Yes, they do. No, they don't. All right, more present continuous, yes, no questions with short answer. And again, this is a good chart that shows you how to structure your sentence, which depending on what subject you're using. I am, and we're going to use for cooking for all of our answers. I am, you are, he is, she is, it is. Remember, he, she, and it, you're usually always going to have the same. We are, they are. Am I? cooking? Yes, I am. No, I am not. Okay, are you cooking? Yes, you are. No, you are not. Is he? Is she? Is it? He, she, or it is, or he, she, or it is not. Are we? We are, or no, we are not. Are they? Yes, they are, or no, they are not. Simple present WH question forms. WH questions. I study English. You study English. He, she, it studies. Don't forget the S. We study. They study. Now you can ask where, when, why, or how. Where do I study English? Where do you study English? Where does he study? Where does she? So any of these could form any of these questions. All right. Who studies English? With who, never ask who study. Okay? It's who studies. What do or does study? All right, so we got to fill it. What do you study? What do you do? Answer. So what do, what does, let's see, she study? She studies English. All right. Or you could answer, she studies. She studies English. All right. The present continuous WH questions. Again, don't forget our formula here. WH word plus our be verb plus subject plus ing verb. What? So this is our WH word. Be verb are, subject you, reading. ING. What are you reading? Where are they going? Who is he calling? All right. Now let's practice our questions. You're going to complete the sentence using the simple present or present progressive. Okay, we're making questions here. Again, I'll give you 3 minutes to go through this. Okay, let's check our answer here. Blank on holiday by plane sometimes. Do you go? Blank computer games every day. Do they play computer games every day? Blank dinner at the moment. Is she eating dinner at the moment? What blank right now? What are they doing right now? Blank her grandma very often. Does she visit her grandma very often? All right, last practice here. Okay, again, I'm going to give you about 3 or 4 minutes. You go through, fill in the blanks, and then we will check them together. All right, let's check our answers here. Look, Jenny, blank to school is going. On her back, Jenny, blank her school bag is carrying. The school bag, blank very heavy, is. Normally Jenny blank black shoes, but today she blank red willies. Jenny wears. She is wearing. And look, she blank a raincoat because it blank outside. Is wearing, is raining. Jenny blank to get wet. Does not want to get wet, or you can say doesn't. All right, that's it. Our slideshow is finished here, and our grammar is finished for this week. Remember, if you have any questions or you're having any difficulties, make sure you go back to these slideshows and look at these steps and how you get there, or the keywords and the formulas that make up grammar.